Howdy folks, this is Chris with Big Guys Hike 2, and today I'm very excited to do an initial review and unpacking of my Durston X-Mid two-person pro tent. I just got this in the mail. I did go and wait for the line to open up, and was one of the people who got lucky in the first hour or so of getting the tent this year. Right here it is. The tent claims to be 21.6 ounces. I weighed mine on the scale, and mine was 22.96 ounces. So I think maybe I included the stuff stack and stakes, so that might be the difference in it. But that how much mine actually weighed with the stakes and the tent. It requires 2 trekking poles to set up that have to be set at 46 inches. These are my 2 trekking poles. They're the cheap Cascade ones you get online for 26 bucks. Supposedly this tent will set up with 4 tent pegs. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and set her up. All right, folks. If you look here, got it set up. Seems to be pretty sturdy that way. It comes with 8 additional places where you can stake it out for more severe weather, which is here, at there, on the side back here, and on the side back here. It has 4 additional guide outs. 1 at each peak here and at the other peak, and 1 on the front to pull it out, give you a little more headroom, and 1 on the other side in the back to pull out the back side. It comes with 4 guide out lines that you can attach for those, but it doesn't come with the stakes, so you have to get your own stakes and stake it out. It comes with 2 vents at the hood, 1 here and 1 at the other side. At the hood, it has a sty for that. It has adjustables on the corners to tighten her down. It has 2 door entries, one on each side, and it also has vestibules on each side. So it's supposed to be a 2-man tent. It has a magnetic closure right here to keep the tent rolled up. As you can see, right here, they say it's 23-inch vestibule width. It's enough to fit probably a small through packer's backpack, or even a large one if you sat it up. It has Y2K zippers and a U-shaped door that goes up to open up. It has a bungee at the bottom that can be wrapped around the post to secure it down here at the bottom. It has about a 4-inch bathtub floor. This rolls up and has a little tie right here that you can tie this one up with. As you can see here. It has the exact same thing on the opposite side. The floor inside is offset. The outside of the tent is 0.55 Dyneema material. The floor of the bathtub is 15 denier nylon floor, supposedly for better rigidity or better packability, and also so that it's a little more durable and is a little more puncture resistant. The footprint for the whole thing is 100 inches long and 90 inches wide. The bathtub inside is 48 inches wide, and it is 90 inches long. So there should be plenty of room. It sits roughly 46 inches high. You can pitch it either like I have, where it's up off the ground for ventilation, or you can pitch it close to the ground for storm worthiness. So, all right, this is me inside the tent. I'm on my knees, and you can see there's quite a lot of room. And I will lay down in the tent. As you can see, that's how much room I got at the foot, so I can actually put some stuff at the foot. And this is me laying down so I have plenty of room over here, as you can see. And then you can see down here at the bottom I have the rain. All right, guys, I went ahead and took the tent down, brought it back inside, and thought I'd sit down and recap what I thought. Once again, this is the Durston X-Mid Pro 2 tent. It packs down to 6 inches by 12 inches, and it wasn't very hard. I just folded it on and rolled it up. It comes with 6 stakes and 4 guidelines. They takes 4 to set it up, but 2 if you want to have the vestibules usable. So you put 1 at each door and set it up that way. If you have the weather, you want to use the guide-ons. It has 4 guide outs, 1 at each of the peaks where the trekking poles seat in a cup. There's 1 up there to secure the ridge line, and then on both sides against the larger panels, there's a pull-out guide about in the middle of it on each side that pulls it out, gives you more headroom, and also a little more stability from the side if the wind's blowing from the side. They say the best way to set that tent up is so that the ridge line is parallel with the wind. So you want the wind to hit the ridge line straight on and not hit the side panels as much. Durston has a patent offset mesh liner on the inside so that you have more headroom, so that it doesn't run the ridge line doesn't run down the middle of the
The inner, it kind of goes at a diagonal on that, and gives you more space in the vestibules, and it gives you more headroom, and it makes the foot ends of both sides steeper. So the tent is made out of a 0.55 denier Dyneema composite with the inner liner mesh. Floor is made out of a 15 denier sill nylon material. It's also gray. It has stays in the corners and some pull outs in the corners of the bathtub floor that creates a 4-inch bathtub that works really well. The reason they went with the Cylon supposedly is packability, which you can see this packs down a lot nicer than what the Duplex by Z packs or any of the tarp tents packs down that are made out of full Dyneema. The nylon does do it. They said the nylon's also a little more puncture resistant than Cuban fibers. So that's what they went with. The tent needs 2 trekking poles to be set up. They have to be 46 inches. I set mine at 120 centimeters, and that seemed to be just perfect. You can set it up where it's level with the ground, or you can set it up with like a couple inches above. I set mine up with a couple inches above for airflow. If you want to batten it down, I definitely think if you're going to use it in any kind of weather, that you're going to want to use the guidelines attached, which means you're going to have 4 additional stakes. It did only take 4 to set it up, but like I said, the 2 you're going to have to put in the both sides of the door if you want to use the door, because if not, they'll collapse down once you unzip them. It does have enough room to fit. I have a Gossamer 60-liter bag, the Mimosa, and it fits laying down on its side in that side vestibule, and it has one on each side. The tent's identical on each side, but on the opposite direction. So whatever's on one side is the opposite of the other. The trekking poles, when they come down, are not in the way of the door. You can open up the door and you have full access to go in the door. You don't have to go around the trekking poles to get in, which is different than the Z packs. And I think the tarp tents, their equivalent tent also doesn't stagger on sides. So that's a bonus. I really like that about it. I was really worried. I watched a few setups on setting it up, and it seemed like they spent a lot of time readjusting the guide-ons and all that stuff. So either I got really lucky or something, but I didn't really have to adjust that much. Just one corner needed adjusted a little bit. But other than that, I didn't have to pull any stakes and re-put any stakes in. If I would have had to put down the other, there's 8 additional places you can stake out, and actually 6 if you don't include the 2 doors, if you already do those. But if you stake it out on the things, there's so you'd have to have your own stakes to do that, and you're also going to need stakes to do the guide-ons out too. So be prepared to buy extra stakes if you're going to use this in any kind of weather. I don't like the down thing. I didn't like because I really wasn't a big fan. Shh, Red, we're on tape. Red, my hiking partner, wants to go outside, so shh, gotta be quiet. So anyway, I wasn't a big fan of these stakes. They were pulling out even in my yard, and I have really good grass yard, so I don't. So I'm going to replace these with the MSR groundhogs, which I already have. So if you have the option on these, I think it was optional to get the stakes, I would go ahead and skip the stakes and get your own stakes for it, and use your own stakes, a little bit beefier stakes, I think, for that. It does have a lot of tension on the stakes because that's what's keeping the tent down. The material seemed really well. I'll test it out later on to see how it is in the weather and wind and all that stuff, and I'll be viewing it more of that and give you a more in-depth thing on it. But I was excited about getting it in the mail. I've been waiting about a year to get this, and I got notified, and I sat there in the morning that day, and it was supposed to open on, I think, 10 o'clock, and it didn't open up until 10:15. But I was checking every 5 minutes, and I got in there pretty quick. It was slow. System was kind of bogged down, but I got in and I got my tent ordered, and it came in. And then I found out the next day they said that I think the site was done in like an hour or an hour and a half or something like that. They had sold out of the tent, so I got lucky that I got one. So I thought I'd put out my review of it. The other version, the guys that I saw on YouTube had a Dyneema bag that it came in. This one comes in a nylon bag, so I don't know if that makes a difference. And there was a discrepancy of about 1.5 ounces from what they said theirs weighed to what mine weighed. Plenty of headroom in it. I like that. And so my takeaway is seems like a really good tent. It's super light compared to my other tents. I think my lightest tent is a 3-pound tent, so I'm definitely dropping down almost 1.5 pounds, which is good. Stakes, I'm really not too happy with these. You'd think for the amount of money you spend on them, they would have a little better quality stake, and that they would include all the stakes you need to have it totally staked out. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see what it does when we get her out on the trail. And then I also wanted to say that today's the first day I used my mic, so we're going to see how the audio goes on the outside portion of this. So I used this Bluetooth microphone, trying to improve my videos a little bit. And like I said, I'd love to have some feedback on that. The other thing is I've told people in the past I'm battling cancer right now. It's prostate cancer. Gone through my treatments, and I'm still going down. I'll be going down in October, so I'm hoping they'll do some lab work and see where we're at, see if I got it all or not, and we'll see the results of that. But the reason I'm bringing it up is I plan on trying to do the Appalachian hike somewhere in 2024. I won't make my official announcement until the end of next year, but I'm trying to build up my channel so that I can draw interest towards that hike, and I'm thinking about trying to do a fundraiser and donate some money to the prostate cancer research. So if you would subscribe and hit like on here, that would help me build my channel up and get me out there a little bit more. I'm not doing this for profit or anything like that, or any desire to dreams that I'm going to be a YouTube sensation, but it'd be nice to help out. I've learned a lot about prostate cancer, and how there's a lot more people out there that have it. It's kind of one of those embarrassing cancers that nobody wants to talk about, especially a lot of the side effects. It does affect different parts of your life in ways that can be hard to talk about. So I kind of want to bring to light that happens, and it's kind of like everything. When you have it happen to you, then everybody comes out of the woodwork to talk to you about it that has had it, so you find out how many people have had it. And it seems like pretty much everybody I know has somebody in their family that had to deal with this, and especially with the side effects and how that can be devastating for families. So I just want to bring light to that, and hopefully early detection and prevention. So if any of that sounds like something that you want to participate in, I'd love for you to make comments, hints, suggestions, anything like that. Like I said, the more followers I have, the better I can get things put out on this. And also once I go to the fundraising, the more people that can see this, the more people that might donate to it, so that we can give a bigger donation to the cause. But I won't be setting that up until much later, probably after I get a date for when I'm going to go. I've never done anything like that, so I'd love to have any comments or anything on how to do that. I'm going to have to make some phone calls and see how to do that, but we'll figure it out, and we'll get her done. And hope you like the content. I hope anybody interested in getting the tent. I think they're having orders right now that are going to come out in February of next year. So I think you can still order it, but you're on back order, I guess. But like I said, I waited a whole year to get mine. I just wanted to put this out. I've also been fighting a cold, real bad cold, last week and a half, because I wanted to go camping this weekend and test out different equipment that I just got. But I've been sick as a dog, and really haven't been feeling good. And the content on this one, I'm rambling on even now, but so it's not as good as I want it to be. But I wanted to get it out as soon as I got the tent, because I know a lot of people are out there looking at this tent. And I guess it's one of the most popular tents out there right now. So anyway, remember, plan your hike and hike your plan.